Proverbs chapter 6. I'm not going to read the whole chapter. I'm not going to read any of it this morning. If you could go read that on your own. Proverbs chapter 6. And Proverbs is written by a very wise man named Solomon, who is the son of King David. Solomon in Proverbs chapter 6 gives some wisdom, some instruction to his son. To his son, and warning him against adultery. Adultery is very common in our society today. I would say we don't call it adultery. We might call it an affair. You might come up with your own names for it. Whatever that may be. But Solomon was warning his son of the consequences of adultery and being like a thief. As you read along, it started from verse 20 to the end of the chapter, talking about being a thief and then the cost of being involved in adultery. He asks the question, can a man walk on hot coals and his feet not get burned, or not, basically, not be affected by it? Well, obviously you can be affected, and there's a cost. And being an adulteress or involved in a relationship that's not proper, that's not pleasing to God, that doesn't go by God's standards, there's an effect. It's like being a thief, and crime does not pay, as the saying goes. And then you read Proverbs chapter 7 as a very vivid description of the adulterous woman and how she can easily deceive. So it's just something to keep in mind. And if you read Proverbs chapter 6, you'll see what I mean from verses 20 to 35. And very important for parents to give their sons that advice. And if a son or daughter keeps that advice, binds it close to their heart, and really truly seeks to please God and to live a life that's pleasing to God in their relationships, it will be well, I would say. But there are consequences to adultery, consequences to any sort of sin. And I just want to share those few thoughts. It's maybe not as deep as some people could go, or as I could go. I could read the whole chapter, but if you just pick up a Bible, you can look that up yourself. And we'll perhaps talk about this more later in Proverbs chapter 7.